Hi everyone, this is Feanor, and thank you for spending time together with me on the internet. So what is this video about? Well, basically, I would like to create a simple, easy to follow guide on how almost anyone, anywhere in the world can develop a series of passive income streams. I'm going to be including pretty much all of the data I generate during the execution of this project. I'm going to record how much time I spend learning new techniques, how much money I have to spend on new equipment or capital investment. I'm also going to provide copies of all of my income numbers generated during the course of the project and pretty much everything else, so you can literally follow on a day-by-day basis exactly how you can start from scratch and create a passive income stream for yourself. My goal, at least as of right now, is to generate passive income streams that equal about $50,000 annual income in the US, and I plan to do it over a 1,000-day period. So we'll see how it goes. I'll take a brief moment to just talk about myself personally. There isn't really too much to say here. I've been an entrepreneur and business owner for 10 or 11 years now. I got my start on freelancing platforms like Odesk, Upwork, freelancer.com, places like that, and have been doing that for the past 10 or 11 years, mainly focused on internet marketing and associated techniques. I'll build websites, do SEO, social media management, content creation, as well as some traditional marketing work. So that is my background, but it doesn't really have too much to do with what I intend to do here in this project. So what are we going to do? The first thing I would like to do is give a shout out to Ali Abdal. He is a YouTube content creator. I think he's got 2.5 million subscribers. I'll put a link to his channel in the description of this video. And I saw a video of his that kind of inspired me. He lists a number of different ways that people can achieve passive income streams. And I thought it would be neat to kind of take a hybrid approach and see which of the various ways of creating passive income appealed to me, which I think I would be time effective in creating, and things like that. So I will link that video in the description. And I'll briefly go through a few of the areas that I think this project is going to focus on as of right now. So the first step I'm going to start with is creating a YouTube channel. This is my very first YouTube video that isn't video game related. I used to do a couple videos back in the day, not too long after YouTube started, that were essentially gaming related, and didn't really stick with it. So it's been almost 20 years since then, so I'm effectively starting from scratch. I intend to use this YouTube channel to kind of be the basis of the new community that I would like to create. Right now, I'm going to mainly focus on the passive income project. However, there are a few associated things that I don't know if I'm going to start secondary YouTube channels or bundle everything together into the one channel until I get enough subscribers to achieve monetization and then diversify from there. So strategically, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to handle it, but you may see other content on this channel, including gaming related content, which I'm still into 20 years later. Maybe some content on dating and relationships. I've actually written a couple of ebooks related to that in the past, and know that that is one of, if not the most popular subject matter topic for YouTube videos. I'm also interested in, histories, mysteries kind of content. I actually did some work with Giorgio Tsoukalos, who you may know as the crazy hair guy from Ancient Aliens back in the day. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't really believe in aliens, although I'm open to the possibility. I've also been a member of a ghost hunting team in the past, and don't really believe in ghosts, but am open to stuff like that. Lost treasure, ancient mythology, interesting stories. Those are really the things that kind of interest me, so you'll probably see some content related to that too. And finally, I am a travel aficionado. I've traveled quite extensively, and I imagine that as soon as COVID restrictions begin to be dropped all over the world and we finally get back to normal, that I'll post a fair deal of travel-related content on here, including ideas on places to visit, tips to protect yourself, tips on how to travel on a budget, how to save money, basically, everything related to enjoying yourself while on vacation in many of the world's greatest locations to visit. Another thing that I'm considering doing is starting a podcast. Podcast is going to be a little bit more difficult because as I'm starting from scratch in terms of community building, I'm not really sure where I want to go with that. So a podcast is definitely in the works, but the exact subject matter and frequency of it is kind of to be determined as of right now. I think I'm going to work on the YouTube channel for a little while and maybe do a month or two of various video content and some of the other aspects of passive income generation and really kind of get some analytics, take a look at the numbers, see what kind of content is working and what kind of content isn't working so well before I commit to doing a regular podcast, but that is in the works. The third area of earning passive income that I'm going to focus on are selling digital products. I'm a fairly accomplished writer. I've written probably upwards of 50 ebooks on various topics, both fiction and nonfiction, some published under my own name, some published ghostwritten on a client's behalf. So I think I'm going to, as I begin to identify particular areas that are of interest to people, probably produce a series of ebooks and associated products like that people can download and use online. They'll probably be free to start to generate interest, hype, and supporters for the channel. And then I may, charge a nominal fee at some point in the future. So that will be the third area of the passive income. The fourth one is selling courses. If you're not familiar with Skillshare, that's an excellent website where you can learn to do everything from video creation to voiceover work to building websites, pretty much anything you can imagine. If you go on Skillshare, there's probably going to be a class that's taught by an expert in the field that you can take from the comfort of your own home, consume the content at your own pace, learn how to do things, basically in whatever manner appeals most to you. So again, as I identify specific aspects that people are interested in hearing more about, I may look at creating courses for people to take on some of those subjects at some point down the road. The next stream of passive income I'm looking at building is by starting a paid community. I've evaluated all of the different platforms out there at this point, and I think I support locals.com. If you're not familiar with them, head on over and take a look. It's a great place where content creators can share their thoughts, videos, articles, pretty much whatever media format they want on a subscription style basis. It's kind of similar to Patreon. So I plan on using Locals over Patreon because of their support of free speech, as well as some of the other technical tools and whatnot they offer there. Two areas that we're going to be discussing regularly on this channel that are not listed in Mr. Abdal's video are cryptocurrency and NFTs and gaming. With the cryptocurrencies and NFTs, I've been a crypto miner for a number of years now. I'm not going to be including those numbers in this project as that enterprise has already been up and running and productive, and it required fairly significant capital investment to get off the ground. But I will be discussing how pretty much anyone can do crypto mining on their computer hardware that they have at home without really impacting their use of the machine. And then I'll probably get a little bit into how one would start a mining business, although I'm not going to be pursuing mining specifically as an element of my strategy for this channel. I'll also be discussing how to effectively trade with cryptocurrency. I use KuCoin bot to do some trading. I also do some spot trades on my own. So we can put, a small amount of money, maybe we'll put $500 or $1,000 into a crypto trading account and manage that on a daily basis. And I can provide insights on which trades I'm making and why, what my thoughts are, what the overall strategy is, and we can track performance on that. NFTs are also going to be something I discuss. I'm actually just getting into NFTs myself now. I'd say I've only been involved with them for maybe the past month or so. So I'm learning about NFTs also, and I'll be sharing my experiences with them and how to use them to generate income along with you as we go along. And the final element is going to be some sort of live streaming platform or service. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to go with that yet. The reason I'm including it in here, I don't really expect it to be a big moneymaker, but I have been a gamer pretty much all my life. My first gaming computer I got when I was 3 or 4 years old. It was a Commodore VIC-20, and I remember playing the game Gorf. Not to date myself, but that's how I got started. So I've been a gamer for almost 40 years now, and it still is a big part of my life. And I would like to find ways to generate passive income that rely on things I'm already spending my time on and things that I'm passionate about. And I think that pretty much anyone will be able to follow that same strategy, whether you're into sports or arts and crafts or, whatever your passion is. There's probably a way for you to monetize it. And that's going to be a strong focus of this series, is identifying things that you have a talent or interest or passion in and finding out how you can translate that interest and all the time you spend on those topics into actual income. So what are some of the challenges I expect to face with this series? Well, the first challenge I expect to face is learning how to make engaging and entertaining videos. I have basically no video editing experience. I've done video marketing work in the past, but I typically always outsource the actual production of the videos to third parties. So I may write the script for an advertising video for a company, something like that, but doing the videos myself, I'm starting from absolute scratch. So I'm going to be taking some courses on Skillshare myself to hopefully learn how to do things like add text to these videos, do transitions between different sections, things like that. And hopefully you'll see what I'm able to learn tonight and tomorrow in tomorrow's video on that. So that's my first challenge. The second challenge is actually going to be community growth. I do marketing work for my day job, but I've never actually developed or built a personal brand for myself before. I get all of my work through online freelancing platforms and referrals. So I personally hate social media with a passion. I'm sorry, but I do. I don't even have a Facebook account, nothing like that. No Instagram, no Twitter. So I'm probably going to have to finally dive into those platforms because the tools they offer to help you engage with your community are extremely important, and I know that I'm going to have to use them if I want to actually grow and nurture a community. So that's the second challenge I expect to face. And the final challenge I think I have to face is finding topics that are going to resonate with my audience. Things that interest me are not going to necessarily interest you. People who are interested in the financial end of things may not be interested in gaming. People who are interested in gaming may not be interested in travel content. So I'm going to have to kind of identify where I'm having success and failure with in terms of some of the different general topics I intend on covering. And part of this video series will involve how you can utilize data and metrics to see what parts of your content people are resonating with and supporting, and which content may be, a net loss for you in terms of time spent. So we're going to be, taking a look at analytics, learning how to read reports, those sorts of things, and evaluating which of the numerous subject areas I intend on discussing are going to work over time. I think that's about it for my first video. The final thing I'll say is what we're going to focus on in tomorrow's video. And tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and set up my first social media accounts dedicated to this brand. I'm going to set up my locals.com account. I'm going to do some customization work on the YouTube channel. Probably a few other things. Hopefully also learn a little bit about video editing and maybe get an engaging background for tomorrow's video, or a way to bullet point lists as I'm discussing them to pop up as an overlay. Kind of simple baby's first steps of video creation type stuff. So that's what we'll be handling tomorrow. Excuse me. Thank you for watching my video. And if you like the content, please give me a like and subscribe. At this point, you have a chance at being my very first subscriber, and I do plan on responding to as many comments as possible at this point. So thank you very much, and looking forward to talking with you tomorrow. Have a nice night.